Hello, friends. I'm so glad you could join me today. I am documenting my journey on becoming debt free again, so welcome to Second Chance Budgeting. I'll be exploring cash stuffing and unstuffing, finding ways to increase my income, and saving towards some big goals, all while digging myself out of debt once again. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you join me during my adventures. Today, we are going to be doing a sinking funds update for January 2025. And so what we're going to be doing is just counting everything in my envelopes and seeing how much they increased or decreased during this month. And it gives a good general overall picture of how I'm doing and all that good stuff. Just a reminder, some of these funds have been like fluctuating a lot just because I started a new job in January and I had to use a lot of my sinking funds. So that is on the table, but I'm still expecting to see some growth, and we'll talk about that as we go. So what I've done is I've taken my December totals and I've put them in this column here, and then we're going to put January's totals here and see if it increased or decreased. So let's get into that. All right, so as you can see, I already did food surplus. I always keep the same amount in there, and then anything that would have normally gone into that envelope is right now currently going towards debt. So I'm just keeping that at the same amount for right now until hopefully that'll help me pay off debt a little bit quicker. Okay, so for car maintenance, I'm just going to stick this over here, keep it open. So for car maintenance, I started the month with $468, and now I've got 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, so 495. And let's see, that is a positive change of 27. I've been driving a lot because I get money for car maintenance from anything I don't use for gas money. And I'm here, there, and everywhere in January, so I knew that wouldn't grow very much during the month. All right, let's see, I started off the month with 317, and I've got 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, and 99, so 399. This year, for 2025, I've been giving myself a little bit of a raise in this category. So anything I don't spend throughout the month will go into this surplus. And I raised my amount from $60 to $90, and I'm still trying not to spend very much of it. Obviously, I'm going to have some expenses there, but I'm hoping to grow the sinking fund a little bit more, just to cover any of those weird, unexpected expenses. So yeah. All right, for giving, I started with 178, and I've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, and 47. I knew that would decrease, but that's what that's there for. So, all right, so that decreased by 31. All right, let's get into my savings and debt binder. Set that off to the side. Okay, so I started with 501, and now I have 521, so that grew by 20. All right, well, here's going to be the major change. So in my emergency savings, I had been accumulating money once I quit my job. So anything for side hustles, I was adding to that emergency savings and using it as I needed. So what I did for January is I did have to use a little bit of it in January, but the rest of that money that I did not use, I sent to debt. So while this is decreasing a lot, it's actually helping to pay off my debt. So right now what I have in there is just my placeholder from my $1,000 emergency fund that's been in the bank. So it's a huge, like, it looks like a huge loss on paper, but so we lost 985 in that account, but the good majority of that is paying off debt, which is going to be amazing and awesome for 2025. It just feels so good. All right, so savings. I started with 1,460, and I've got 1,000 in the bank, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 20, and 40. So 1,540. And that grew by 80. Now that I have regular income coming in again, I'm putting my normal $40 each paycheck away into savings. So, all right, month ahead. I don't believe I did anything there. So yeah, still sitting at 250. Oh, don't want to put that in there. All right. Beach fund is still empty. Car insurance, I now have 120. And so that grew by 80. Trying to beef that one up a little bit. I think my premiums are coming due in April, and so I have a little bit of catch up to do for the months that I wasn't stuffing that. But that is good progress there. All right, for clothes, I started the month with 414. And now I've got 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75. So 375. I did have to buy some clothes, some work clothes, and some warmer clothes. Okay, so that went down by 39. All right, let's see. Fun. I don't think I touched anything in this fund. Okay, so I've got 100, 200, 300, 305, 306. I didn't spend, but I must have added some money there. 306 minus 281, so that grew by 25. All right, travel, I started with 457, and I've got 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 81, and 82. Okay. So that grew by 25. And then car registration, I started off the month with 260, and I've got 100, 200, 300, 20. So that grew by 60. Holidays, I started off with 82, and now I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 81, and 82. So no change there. And then hobbies, I know for sure I didn't touch. So still got 30 in there. All right, let's look at my house finder. All right, so I started off with $2,645 in my down payment fund. And now I have 2,500 in the bank, 600, 700, 20, 40, 60, 65. Okay, so 2,765. I believe that grew by 120, but let me just double check. Yeah, that grew by 120. And then closing costs, I started off with 570. I've got 500 in the bank, 600, 20, and 30, so 630. And that grew by 60. Perfect. And then moving, I started with 169, and I've got 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, and 89. That grew by 20. And then furniture, I know that I didn't put anything in there. So that $500 is in the bank. Got a placeholder in my sinking fund and no change there. All right, perfect. Let's get into my savings challenge goals. I have 6 of them, and I was able to put money into them for this month, into all 6 of them. So that was such a good feeling. All right, so my first one I started with 618, and I've got 500 in the bank, 600, 20, 21, and 22. So 622. So that only grew by 4, but 8's still $4 extra. So, all right, goal number 2. I started with 130, and I've got 100, 20, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57, and 58. So 158, and that grew by 28. Goal number 3, I started off with 668, and now I've got 500 in the bank, 600, 700, 5, 6, 7. So 707. And that grew by $39. And then my 4th goal, I started with 37, and I've got 20, 40, 50. So that grew by 13. My 5th goal, I started with 96, and I've got 20, 40, 50, 51, 52, and 53. So because that decreased, that tells me that I accomplished a goal and then I've started on another one. So, all right, so that decreased by 43. All right, and then my 6th goal, I started with 145, and I've got 100, 20, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57, and 58. And that grew by 13. All right, well, that's all of my sinking funds. So what I will do now is I'm going to add up all of my this column for the current month, and then as a double check, I'm going to add these up and make sure that it equals the difference between these 2 months, just to make sure that I did all my math correctly. So I always speed this up for you guys so you don't have to wait very long. So here we go. All right, so I have for this month $12,499 in my sinking funds. And let's double check. So if I did everything correctly, this should add up to a negative 402. So again, I'm going to speed you up, but let's calculate. Okay. All right, so that is negative 401. So let's double check. Okay, I'm $1 off. Okay, I'm going to do some stuff off camera and I'm going to see where my dollar is. Okay. I think what happened is I just added these incorrectly. So yeah, I do have 12,499 in my sinking funds currently. So even though it did decrease, um, the big the big answer why it decreased is this amount right here, because that's all going to debt. And so I'm very happy with that. I'm happy to be putting so much towards debt and getting rid of that debt. That's a huge goal of mine in 2025, is to pay as much of that off as possible. So that's everything I have for you. If you enjoyed watching this video, please do all the things, like, leave me a comment or question down below, and subscribe for more. I'll see you next one. Have a great day.